Hello and welcome to STEOHENSTONE Afrikaans. This is lesson 1 in a series that first teaches us some vocabulary and later on we'll worry about pronunciation and things like that. So the first lesson is on family and some basic first words, introducing your family. So we'll start off by me reading the dialogue and then we'll look at the sentences one at a time. Meneer Smit, ek is die pa. Mevrou Smit, ek is die ma. Meneer en mevrou Smit, ons seun se naam is Piet. Ons dogter se naam is Susan. Piet, ek is Piet. Susan is my suster. Susan, ek is Susan. Piet is my broer. So let's look at this in a little more detail, one sentence at a time. I have the list of new words here that we haven't encountered before, and then we'll look at the sentence again. So, Meneer Smit means Mr. Smit. So, Mr. in Afrikaans is meneer, and this is the abbreviation for that. Ek means I. Is means am, or the verb to be. Die means the. Pa means dad or father. So here's the sentence. Meneer Smit, ek is die pa. And that means, Mr. Smit, I am the dad. So it's reasonably easy in the sense that it matches it word for word, and we're just translating and matching the words and seeing what the Afrikaans versions of these words are. Let's look at the second sentence. Here the new words are Mevrou Smit means Mrs. Smit. So Mrs. is just in Afrikaans Mevrou, and that's the abbreviation. Ma means mom or mother. So the sentence is Mevrou Smit, ek is die ma. So Mrs. Smit says, I am the mom. So word for word, making it quite easy. The third piece, here are the new words. En means and. Ons means our. Seun means son. Naam means name. Dochter means daughter. Se is the Afrikaans word for apostrophe S, indicating possession. So the sentences are Meneer en mevrou Smit. Ons seun se naam is Piet. Ons dogter se naam is Susan. So Mr. and Mrs. Smit say, our son's name is Piet. Our daughter's name is Susan. So the fourth sentence, there are only two new words. My means my. Sister means sister. So you see, some words are very closely related and easy to remember. So the sentence is Piet. Ek is Piet. Susan is my sister. So in English, Piet says, I am Piet. Susan is my sister. So next we have the last sentence, and the only new word is the word for brother, which is broer. So I'm not too concerned at this point with perfect pronunciation. We're just slowly building up vocabulary, and once we have the words, we can worry about pronouncing it perfectly. So the sentence is, Susan, ek is Susan. Piet is my broer. In English, Susan says, I am Susan. Piet is my brother. So let's look at the whole dialogue, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the first line, then you can pause it and try and say that line. And then I'll say the line again so that you can verify and compare your pronunciation and if you remember the words. Meneer Smit, ek is die pa. Meneer Smit, ek is die pa. Mevrou Smit, ek is die ma. Mevrou Smit, ek is die ma. Meneer en mevrou Smit, ons seun se naam is Piet. Ons dogter se naam is Susan. Meneer en mevrou Smit, ons seun se naam is Piet. Ons dogter se naam is Susan. Piet, ek is Piet. Susan is my suster. Piet, ek is Piet. Susan is my suster. Susan, ek is Susan. Piet is my broer. Susan, ek is Susan. Piet is my broer. Okay, so let's move on to the second dialogue. Again, I'll just read the whole thing and then we'll look at it one sentence at a time. Here we go. My naam is Steven. My vrou se naam is Laura. Ons het 'n baba. Haar naam is Isabella. Sy is baie oulik. Let's look at the first sentence. The only new word here is my, which means my. Doesn't get easier than that. So the Afrikaans sentence is my naam is Steven. That means my name is Steven. Let's look at the second sentence. Here we need the Afrikaans word for wife, and that word is vrou. The Afrikaans sentence is my vrou se naam is Laura. My wife's name is Laura. So the word se is the English apostrophe s. Vrou se naam, my wife's name. Next sentence. Here we have a few more new words. Ons means we. Het means have or to have. Means a. Baba means baby. So the Afrikaans sentence is ons het 'n baba. We have a baby. So I think the only one to really be aware of here is the word het, which in this case means to have. So it's sort of the verb in my sentence. Let's look at the next sentence. The only new word here is haar, which means her. Haar naam is Isabella. Her name is Isabella. Sentence 5. The three new words are sy, which means she, baie, which means very or a lot. Again, the word is baie. Next word is oulik, which means cute. So the sentence is sy is baie oulik, which means she is very cute. So same as before, what I'll do is I'll say one sentence at a time. You can pause it after I say it, then I'll say it again so you can verify your attempt. Here we go. My naam is Steven. My naam is Steven. My vrou se naam is Laura. My vrou se naam is Laura. Ons het 'n baba. Ons het 'n baba. Haar naam is Isabella. Haar naam is Isabella. Sy is baie oulik. Sy is baie oulik. And that wraps up our first lesson. So there were a few new words that we learned, and the pronunciation will slowly get better. Some letters are easier to pronounce, some words are easier to pronounce than others. Let me know if you have any comments, if you like the lesson, what topics you like. Any comments are appreciated. Until next time, thank you.